How you doing? Thank you for looking at this video. Thank you for watching it. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I know that if you're watching this video, it's because God wants to say something to you, because He loves you. He loves you so much more than you know. And He's trying to get a message across to you. He's trying to show you something. Okay? The love of Jesus it's quite a bit of tough love. But it's love. It's not abuse. It's love. Okay? It's not the puppy dog love. It's tough love. It's the hard word. But then Jesus doesn't turn around and walk away. He stands right there looking at you and letting you know that He's not going to quit. He's not going to abandon you. He's not just going to say something to you that kind of cuts you down and then walk away and leave you to figure it out on your own. He was a carpenter. He gets his hands dirty. He knows how to work with his hands. But he was a carpenter of wood and not a blacksmith with metal. Because wood, you kind of have to know how far you can bend the wood before you break it. So you have to be a little more gentle. And you have to have an idea of what you're going to do before you get started. But wood is also not as strong as metal is. So wood needs periodic care and periodic maintenance. That's what Jesus does. That's why He was a carpenter. Okay? A few days ago, I was singing some praise and worship songs to the Lord, and I was someone I know was inquiring, and they were lamenting about something they were struggling with. And I could see clearly that there was an issue, like a gap in their understanding, and I could see what the gap was, but I didn't have the words to open their eyes to it, so to speak. Okay, they were trying real hard to get there, but they were missing something big. So I walked away and I asked God, I said, God, help me open their eyes. Help me give them the understanding that they need, because I see it and they don't, and I don't know what words they need to hear so that their eyes can be opened and their spiritual heart can be open. Okay? And just, like that, He gave it to me. And He said, how low does the wall need to be before you take the leap of faith? And that hit me. That rocked me. And it was great. I love it when the Lord gives me a word that kind of shakes my whole spirit, my whole foundation, because I know it's going to do something. I enjoy it. Okay, how low does the wall need to go before you take the leap? You can think of everything in your life that you're ashamed of as one brick. Each thing, man, I should have done that and I didn't. That's one brick. Man, I shouldn't have done that and I did. That's another brick. I wish I would have done this. That's another brick. I wish I would have said this. Another brick. I wish they wouldn't have done this. Another brick. Okay, and all of these bricks are building a little container, a little room for you to live in. Okay, in the spirit, in your heart. That's what they're building. They're building a wall here, and they're building a wall here. Right here, we'll bring them in. Building a wall here, and right here, and then one like back here, and then one up here, okay? And this is why we feel like we're trapped. when we go down that road so far in our life, we feel like we're trapped, and we feel like the walls are crashing in. They're not, but the walls are caving in, and we feel like we can't breathe and there's no way out. This is what this is, okay? So Jesus is looking at us building our own prison through unforgiveness and unloving that leads to shame and a hard heart. He's watching us do this. And he decides to come in and set you free. Set you free from the cage that you put yourself in. Okay? But he doesn't tell you, he doesn't explain it to you first because he doesn't have to. Who are you? Who am I? He doesn't need to explain anything to me. Just the fact that he decided to save me in the first place is more than a gift enough for eternity. He doesn't have to do anything else for me at all. He doesn't owe me anything. But that's not how God works. God is an active God. He's not afraid of getting his hands dirty because he made you. He's not afraid to go and rough you up a little bit if that's what you need. Some tough love, if that's what you need. So as Jesus is pouring his love on you and pouring his spirit on you and bringing you back to life, he is taking each one of these bricks away. Okay? He's dismantling this wall one brick at a time. Okay? Putting them over here. How low does the wall need to be before you take the leap? Before you step over the wall into freedom? If you are waiting for every brick of shame and unforgiveness to be removed before you start living like you're loved and walking in the freedom that God has given you, you're never going to do it. Because he doesn't make the bricks disappear. He sets them to the side as a reminder, hey, don't go back there. I've set you free. Don't go back to it. Remember, it's over here. Don't come back to this place. Stay away from here because you know where it goes. Okay? So he may leave some of the wall, some of the bottom layers of the wall intact so that you have to take courage and step over it. And if you're waiting for the wall to be completely removed, it's not going to happen. Okay? You're going to have to trust Jesus and take the leap over the wall and see what happens. Okay? A great example of this is in the series The Chosen, when Jesus calls to Simon Peter and says, why don't you drop your nets on the other side of the boat? Simon Peter's like, we just been out here fishing all day long, and we just cleaned all these nets. We didn't catch anything. I know what I'm doing. And if I didn't catch anything, it's because there's nothing out here. I don't know if you know that or not, but this is not a good idea. And then it cuts to Jesus' face. That's the look on his face when he's taking these bricks away and He's looking at you. That's the look on his face. And the look on his face says, okay, it's time for you to trust me. And his thought and his hearts are, if you could only trust me just a little bit, I am going to blow your mind with what I'm going to do in your life. If you just trust me a little bit, I mean, just this much, if you trust me, I'm going to overwhelm you with goodness and with love. If you just trust me. That's the look on his face in the show. And that's God's heart for you. If you only knew what I know, then you could do it. But it's not for us to know. It's for us to trust. And that means we don't get to know. Okay, so maybe the world has said all the words to earn your trust, and then they have defiled your heart when you open yourself up. So now God's coming to you, not forcing you, not trying to manipulate you, not telling you what his plan is, not pushing you, not encroaching on your space, not walking away, not leaving you, not abandoning you, not getting impatient with you. And you're wondering, this is odd. This is odd. I think the most amazing thing that Jesus has ever said to me was, Jake, I want to be your friend. I want to be your best friend. And I want you to be my friend. That's probably the most amazing thing that Jesus has ever said to me. You know, all the truth bombs and the tough love and the hard love, yeah, that's great because it grew. But what does it matter if I hear all that, but I'm just another arrow in God's quiver? If I'm just another pawn on the chessboard, that's worldly. You're just another number to the world. But to God, he wants to be your best friend. And he wants you to be his friend. Like a real friend. Not a friend who, yeah, man, let's go out and do this thing. And then they walk away and leave you to deal with the consequences on your own. A real friend who's with you everywhere you go. Even when everyone else turns their back on you and walks away. That's who he wants to be. That's who he wants to be. Not like, okay, well, no one else is going to do it, so I guess I will. No, it's not like that. He's saying, yeah, even in that dark area over there of your heart that you're afraid to even look at, yeah, Jesus wants to be your best friend over there. Let's go over there and be best friends. Because he wants to show you how to let go of it. Okay? How low does the wall need to get before you take the leap and trust Jesus? What is it going to take? Even the walls of Jericho, when they fell, there still was rubble on the ground. It's not just going to disappear. Even Paul, I complained to the Lord and asked him 3 times to take this thorn from my side. But he said, no, my grace is sufficient for you. The fact that God is even setting you free in the first place is more than a gift than you deserve, more than a gift than I deserved. So trust him. Be like a child. Trust him. How low does the wall have to be before you take the leap? Jesus wants to be your friend. And he wants you to be his friend, a real friend. He wants to show you how to do it. He wants to teach you. He wants to laugh with you. He wants to joke with you. He wants to pour love on you. He wants to show you that you are accepted, that you are loved, that you are cared for, that you are sought after, that you are worth tracking down. You are worth hanging on to. That's what Jesus wants to show you. And he wants to look you right in the eye the whole time that he's saying it. He wants to speak to your heart. Will you take the leap and let him do it? God bless you.